Good day. I'm Marcia Wagner, the principal and the founder of the Wagner Law Group. Today, we're going to be discussing the Department of Labor's fiduciary proposal and what you should know and what you should be planning to do with respect to this rule. As many of you are aware, the Department of Labor promulgated proposed regulations that would transform significantly the definition of whom is a fiduciary advisor to 401k plans, defined benefit pension plans, and, interestingly enough, individual retirement accounts. This is a very significant expansion and effectively provides for a uniform definition as to whom is a fiduciary. The significance of the rule is that if somebody is a fiduciary to an ERISA plan or to an IRA, then it is illegal to receive what is known as variable compensation, which is how registered reps of broker-dealers and broker-dealers are compensated. For example, based on commissions, 12b1 fees, revenue sharing, etc. Without an exemption, these types of compensation structures would be illegal, which is why the Department of Labor has promulgated the best interest contract exemption, which would enable fiduciary advisors and broker-dealers and others to receive variable compensation if the terms of the so-called BIC exemption are satisfied. And that is where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. The terms and conditions of the BIC exemption are detailed and numerous, the highlights of which are the following. One must enter into a contract in writing prior to providing recommendations with respect to appropriate investments or investment options. Secondly, the conduct a person must exhibit must be at the best interest standard of care. Thirdly, there must be policies, protocols, and procedures in place to mitigate against actual and potential conflicts of interest. And finally, there is significant fee disclosure that must be provided. Up front, there must be a projected cost chart with performance assumptions for the recommended investments over 1, 5, and 10-year periods. There must be an annual statement with respect to all fee activity of the client's account, and a web page must be maintained that has full compensation and fee data with respect to the participants or the IRA holders' investments during the prior year. The outlooks for this proposal are very positive. There will likely be some changes, but it is more likely than not that these rules will be finalized by the springtime of 2016 so that they might be fully implemented by the end of this Obama administration in January of 2017. There may and there will and there is pushback by various parties against certain aspects of this rule, and certain aspects of this rule will likely change, but it is highly likely that this rule will be finalized, and therefore you all need to know what steps should you take and what should you do to be prepared. First and foremost, you must stay abreast of proposed rulemaking. Reach out to us. Reach out to ERISA Council. Look at our website, and you will be informed as to the status of matters and what is going on. Advisors, you should be looking at your current contracts right now. Your current 408B2 disclosure forms will likely have to be revised. Plan sponsors, you are likely going to want to determine whether your advisors are or are not holding themselves out as fiduciaries and how this might change. Broker-dealers and platform providers, when this rule is finalized, you will likely have to reissue all contracts to all existing clients. And there's going to be a lot of due diligence that needs to be done with respect to your financial advisors and registered representatives, and a lot of mitigation of conflicts of interest in the adoption and implementation of new practices, protocols, and procedures. We at the Wagner Law Group are creating fiduciary toolkits, in BIC toolkits, and education toolkits to help you in this endeavor, and we'd be happy to be of assistance. Thank you very much.